I'm beautiful lovely gamers, my name is Jonal. Welcome to this episode of Mailbox Monday, where I take your ideas, your questions, and your submissions and try to answer them in a less of a formal manner. Now, if you want to submit your own questions for this series, you can either do that in our Discord server. That's the easiest way for me to do it. So Discord server, link down in the description. You can submit that on Mailbox Monday chat room and just drop your question or your general idea or anything like that about gaming down there, or you can do it here on YouTube down in the YouTube comment section. Now, with no further ado, let's really just begin. The first question, and the highlighted question of the day, of the week, the best question that I have received is: how does good or bad mental health affect your skill and experience in playing any games? And this is an interesting question because I've coached players that have been struggling with anxiety, with depression. I've worked with coaches that have been struggling with both of those as well, and it's definitely something that you do see. Of course, this can do stuff like lack of motivation for actually pushing your competitive career. I've seen people that struggle on teams because they can't communicate, or they struggle communicating, especially if it's during a tryout. I know people that struggle socially that has been coming to tryouts and is like incredibly quiet, doesn't really talk, and doesn't really do any of the things that just ask for them because they struggle mentally with that. On top of that, of course, again, if you're having a shit life, generally, if you're not mentally healthy, of course, I highly recommend you seeking professional help. But if that is the case, then a lot of time video games can, like, as I like to say, if you're in a good mental state, everything just becomes better. So gaming in a good mental state is better than gaming in a bad mental state. But I also know that video games can help a lot when it comes to bad mental health. When I was, getting bullied quite a lot when I grew up and so on, didn't have really any friends. Gaming really helped me, be kind of that socializing area where I could socialize and feel safe and be with people and learn to talk with people, have a good time, and have a good childhood just because of online presence that I could sit and talk with people and play video games and have a good time with some great people. So I really think that it's kind of both things. Again, if you're struggling mentally, I highly recommend that you go and seek professional help. But video games can also help a lot with mental health as long as you don't overdo it. Going out, being social, and so on is really, really good. Also, if you have the time, I highly recommend you doing workouts if you're, of course, old enough where your body is fully grown. Watch out if you're younger, then just talk to somebody about that, because working out as someone that's younger can be kind of dangerous for growth and so on, as you can build muscles that you shouldn't be building at the time. Still do your jogging, just do not start becoming a bodybuilder at 12. But working out helps a lot with mental health, and we see that if you are if you eat good and if you work out and take care of your body, it affects on your mind, both in video games, university, school, work, in general. It helps a lot with your mental state if you are in good shape already. So I highly recommend, if you have the time, to start doing workouts. It doesn't need to be bodybuilding, like it doesn't need to be on the extreme end, just doing your daily stuff. Remember, you need about 15 minutes. As a grown adult, you need about 15-20 minutes, hopefully half an hour of decent workout where you're going, where you're taking a trip outside, walking around, and getting fresh air and getting exercise every single day. That is like a standard health. If you don't want to, doing anything workout, at least try to do that. It's very healthy for you long term and does help quite a lot, actually, also with the mental health stuff. Really good question. And so, but again, if you're struggling with mental health, please talk to someone professional. There's nothing embarrassing about it. It's just something that everybody needs from some time to time. Just talk to someone that's professional. Number 2, do you think Genji needs a buff, and what should be? I don't think Genji needs a buff. I think that Genji has been in a nice state for such a long time, and I don't think that he needs a buff nor a nerf. I think that he fits in quite well. He's one of those heroes that he's on the weaker end all the time, but he's also on the stronger end. He's one of those that, if you work with him and if you're really good with him and in the right situation, he's really, really good. What I could like is be allowed to just quality of life stuff, like put triple jump back or an extra jump combo. It would just be like a for fun movement thing that I would personally like, but I don't think Genji really needs anything. I think it's just a hero that requires skills, and he's very flexible and fits in a lot of these categories, and he has his strengths to him that allows a playstyle and keeping him balanced, such as Dragon Blades and setting him up angles, and he fills that very flexible role if you have the skill to play around with him. And I think that's a good thing, because it's one of those heroes that just requires a lot of skill, and that's one of the satisfying thing with him. But you're a master hero that requires a lot of you. Question number 3 is: how much do you think tilting affects a win or a loss? It's a big contributor. If not, then what is the other than skill? I think that tilting is a very big thing. Like tilting, giving up, being frustrated is a large thing. I notice it myself. There's a reason I take breaks in between my rank games if I lose. I think the tilting is a very, very, very big thing because you stop playing sloppy, stop thinking. You're not focused on the game. You're focused on your shitty teammates and how bad they are, or how bad you are, or everything, or how frustrating it is that the enemy team is playing Mei, right? You're just focusing on anything that is not the game, making you not perform correctly. I've seen people that when they tilt, they play better because they take, that anger, the negativity, and they push you towards the enemy and like just so get sewn into the game. Like, I'm gonna fucking show these guys. But for a majority of players, I would say tilting really does affect your wins or your losses, and that's why I always recommend take a break if you lose a game, because no matter how much you think about it, you will be kind of frustrated about it. And a question for the same guy, actually: how long do you think you, so me, will be doing YouTube? Slash, how do I think this channel will last? If until actual death of Overwatch, then how long do you think? As I said, I don't think that this channel will die. I hope it won't die. I've been trying to add in other content that isn't Overwatch related, and it seems like you guys are giving that a great reception. As I talked about this before, that I'm trying to add in stuff like, for example, here where you guys can ask questions and get to know me. That's not just Overwatch questions. I made a video about the current state of Battlefield. I talk about loot boxes, and there's a bunch of other videos that's in the works. When the new Call of Duty comes out, I'm gonna talk about that as well. So I don't actually think that there is that much. I don't think this channel will ever die, like really at all. I'm trying to add more content, and the support on that and the feedback on those videos, like what do you guys like about those kind of videos and what do you guys want me to see, is something that I've been trying to do. As this is, the channel name is Jonal Gaming, it's not Jonal Overwatch, and there's a very clear reason that I have that. Another question, and the last question I do believe, which comes from Jackal here, says, do you think there should be a sub-rank in Overwatch within each rank? For example, within Gold, there should be like Gold 1, Gold 2, Gold 3, kind of like in League of Legends. I don't think that's necessary. I think that most people, like, the clear benefit is that, oh, I hit Gold 1. Oh, that's like a new milestone, right? Like, I hit that new milestone. I hit Gold 2, I hit Gold 3. That's a new milestone for me, right? And that will kind of give a sense of progression inside the progression, so it's not a long run from Silver to Gold. But I think that the same, at least for me mentally, and I would like to hear what you guys think down in the comments, because I don't have a clear answer for this. I know for me personally, here mentally, I just think, okay, I'm mid whatever, I'm mid Diamond, I'm mid Masters, I'm high GM, a low GM, I'm mid, right? Like, I normally just think about, the same way, right? If let's say there was Gold 1, Gold 2, and Gold 3. If I won Gold 2, I'd be like, okay, I'm mid Gold. If I won Gold 1, I'd be like, okay, I'm low Gold. Gold 3, I'm high Gold. In the same way, I would kind of divide that in my head. So I don't see any like reason. I don't think that is really necessary. But I do also understand why some people would want that, because it does give people a smaller, what can I say? It does give people a much needed like boost in between each kind of rank division. So it's not just these larger runs with insane amounts of SR that you need to climb. And so I don't need it. And I would like to hear your answers down below, comments wise and so on. If you have an answer for the mental health one or the last question or any of them all, I would like to hear them down below. We don't have to agree on everything, but I would like to hear your opinion so we can learn from each other. Now, please take care, stay positive. I love you guys very much. And as always, guys, my name has been Jonal, and you guys keep the enemy in your crosshair.